And joining me now to speak on Russia's denial of Ukraine's push in Bakhmut and the supply of missiles to Ukraine by the United Kingdom is Chairman, Nigerians in Diaspora, Russia, Godwin Ibe. Good to have you join us.
Thank you for having me.
So there has been mixed messaging on what's going on in Bakhmut. But what's the report in Russia about the impact of its troops there?
There is no mixed report. There's just information of warfare, where one side says one thing and the other side says the other. But of course, you can always find the truth somewhere in the center. But the idea that what one side says is gospel is nothing farther from the truth than night is from day. You have to take every word with a pinch of salt, find the evidence yourself, make sure you see it before you believe it. Concerning the situation in Ukraine and the parts of Ukraine, or the parts occupied by Russia, let me put it this way. Bakhmut, for example, is already 95% controlled by Russia, and this is agreed by both Eastern and Western publications. There's only about 2.5 square meters left. So, of course, in war, there will always be pushbacks, back and forth movement. This is very normal in a conflict. It doesn't mean that because you've made a progress of maybe 1 meter in a day, it means that you've achieved some kind of strategic victory. If you look at the whole map of Bakhmut, for example, which is being discussed, you can see that 95% is under Russian control. And I'd like to remind you the word of General Christopher Cavoli, the commander of U.S. European Command. This is a Western person now speaking. He said the Russian ground force has been degenerated somewhat by this conflict, although it is bigger today than it was at the beginning of the conflict. The Air Force has lost very little. They've lost 80 planes. They have another 1,000 fighters and bombers, but the Navy has just lost one ship. So you can see that while there might be back and forth movement, there might be losses in the war, at the same time, there's this progress made on both sides to have a balanced approach to this.
But let's talk about the head of the Russia's private military group, Wagner, that's Prigozhin. He has revived and amplified his feud with Russia's military leadership. He has also revealed an apparently humiliating battlefield setback for Russia in Bakhmut. How do you react to that, and what's the response in Russia?
Am I audible?
I can hear you.
Yes. Okay. I can't really comment on his behavior because I do not have the facts to know is there a conflict, is there not a conflict. The last time he spoke that everything is under control, the last time I heard from him what he publicly posted, he said everything has been resolved with armory and all of that. So I think I can just take his word. I don't really know, so I don't have any new evidence to show you. But in every military, there's always struggle for power. There's always all soldiers want more ammunition. There's no soldier who doesn't want much more ammunition.
But he's not in the military. He's a private military group that was hired by Russia. They have been termed Russian mercenaries, hired by Russia to help out in the fight in Bakhmut. And he has said, look, he's not getting the necessary support from the military. At some point, he said everything was fine, but he has now revived that feud. Is Kremlin reacting to this particular statement coming from him?
Yes, he said that he has received an order and that the issue has been solved. Now he has enough ammunition that he needs, that he's received the order for it. This was a public statement he made. And I'm saying that this, according to his words, he said there was an issue with weaponry supply, and he later said that it has been solved. These are his words. Somebody said something today, he said another tomorrow, that the problem has been solved. What more? We have to take him for his word. If we took him for his word when there was a conflict, I think we can also take him for his word when he said it has been resolved. Now, you said he's a private military contractor. Well, it doesn't mean there is no struggle among if he is supported by like you say, by the military, then it means that, well, there's a lot of struggle for weapon. There's competition for weapon. Of course, it has a finite supply, and there are different brigades, battalions who also want as much supply as necessary. So, of course, I promote peace and all of that, but you've asked me a question based on the sentiments in Russia and based on the public posts that have been made by Prigozhin.
And the point I was exactly trying to make really is the fact that, look, you're having this on and off feud between a private military group and the Russian military itself. Doesn't that mean, I mean, what exactly do you think that that could mean for Russia's fortunes in this particular battle for Bakhmut?
Oh, don't read too much into it, because some people say, well, it's just like psyops, psychological operation to, to make the enemy, attack more with more vigor than they plan to do. Some say it's real. A lot of people have tried to read into it, but I would just say don't read too much into it, because these things normally happen. Conflict happen. The point is that they are resolved, as he said. And are they making progress in Bakhmut? Yes, they are. They are controlling 95%. So whatever conflict that they are having that allows them to control 95%, I don't think that conflict will prevent them from taking the remaining 5%. So there's nothing to read too much into it. I think everything is under control, my opinion. I have no evidence to back it up, but I think everything is under control. If someone has taken 95%, you are going against the tide to assume that he won't take the remaining 5%.
And again, mixed messaging, 95% is the messaging from one end of this particular war. I would have loved to talk to you about the security situation in Russia. We understand that security has been beefed up following the attack on the Kremlin, but that would be, I'd love to have that conversation with you some other time. Thank you so much for talking to us. The chairman, Nigerians in Diaspora, Russia, Dr. Godwin Ibe.
Thank you so much for having me.